So you'd have to talk to really an attorney that is willing to pursue the action to see how much cost would be involved in that. Terry is saying that he had a tenant leave and not pay rent for the last several months, and now he's owed over $10,000. He's talked to a couple of attorneys. These attorneys have told him that it's probably not worth his time to go after that money because the tenant doesn't have a job. And this could probably absolutely be true. It's just a matter of how much effort you want to get in with probably minimum reward on the other side. Even if you get a judgment, you find where they work, you're able to eventually garnish their wages, then they could potentially just leave that job and you'd have to start that whole process over again. So it's really a matter of how much effort you want to put into this, and typically it's not going to be worth your effort to try to go after bad money. Having said that, it's really dependent on the situation. If you know that that person has worked at the same factory for 20 years and they're probably going to continue to work there, so you have a very good inclination that they're not going to leave the area and they do have a job, and it maybe is worth your effort. So you'd have to talk to an attorney that is willing to pursue the action to see how much cost would be involved in that. In Wisconsin, if you're where we're operating, if you're getting into that $10,000 area, that's where it becomes more than a small claim. So almost every circumstance, I would say, if you're not in small claims court, you need to have an attorney helping you out. You may try to do it on your own in small claims, but what that's going to look like too is you need to be able to serve that person. So you either need to know where they live, or potentially as a last resort put a service in the local newspaper to advertise to serve that person. Then you would need to be able to get the judgment after you've served them after the court date. And then once you get that judgment, you've got to effectively know where they're at and where they're working to garnish their wages. So there's so much involved in that process that if you don't have an attorney helping you along the way, then it's probably not going to be worth your effort. And then even if you do that, obviously you're going to have legal expenses that you're going to incur, so it's probably not going to be worth your time. I know, like, you want to make a tenant pay for their mistakes and stuff, but it's really better to try to get that damage mitigated before they leave as much as possible. So, and that does mean they're 1 month behind on rent. Start that process as soon as possible, even if you're thinking and hoping that maybe they'll get caught up on their rent. Put all those things in place so that you could evict that person even if you don't want to. So you're making all those steps, documenting that they didn't pay their rent on time, so if you do need to evict them and get them out of the place, you can do it a lot.